Why can I not connect with some people, yet I can connect with others? That's what we're going to talk about today on the Relentless Goal Achievers podcast. Hey guys, my name is Eric Konovalov. I am the Goal Guide, and I'm here to chat with you and give you some tips and tricks on how to connect with people when we're communicating. Because let's face it, with a very tiny exception, the rest of the world is all about somebody else. And if we want to make it, if we want to be successful, we have to be able to connect, communicate, and get into a tribe of people, because by ourselves is just miserable, right? So here we go. Let me tell you guys a quick story, because I am not an expert at communication, but every day I make it a point to learn something new. And I sent an email out yesterday to my email list because of a promotion we have going on. And I told this story that I'm going to share with you guys. When I was a young sales manager, I remember 2 days before this particular interview that I'm going to share with you, I needed to hire some people and we weren't having really good luck. So my VP of sales called me in. Now I'm green. I'm like really green. My team is 2 people. I just took it over and I needed to grow it to 10 people for the territory we had. Zero experience in interviewing others, zero experience in hiring. I mean, I'm green. And my VP of sales and I are having a meeting, and he says, and he's a funny, like outgoing dude. And he says, you know what I hate? I said, what? He said, when you ask people in an interview, what is it about sales that you're interested in? And they say, well, I think I'd be really good in sales because, I love people. He went on to say, every single dog out there loves people. That doesn't mean they're going to be good sales professionals. And that kind of stuck with me. So here we are 3 days after this conversation. I'm sitting and interviewing a young lady who is incredible, by far the best candidate I've had. I can see her on the team. Like, I already know she's got this. I know I'm going to move her on. Like, within the next 10 minutes of the interview, I knew that this would be a really good fit for the team. Then the question came, hey, so tell me, what is it about sales that you want to jump into sales? She said, well, Eric, and yeah, you guessed it. She said, I am really good with people. I like people. To which I said, whatever her name is, said, every single dog likes people. That doesn't mean they're going to be good in sales. Now you got to think, right? Like, here I come. To me, if somebody said that to me, that would mean nothing to me. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Well, let me explain to you what I mean by that. Let me explain to you why I would be good in sales. But she wasn't me. And she took it like a pro, and we continued the conversation. And I left that interview thinking I found the best candidate. We shook hands. Hey, next steps. We're going to get back to you with the next step to meet the vice president of sales. Well, a few days go by, a week goes by, nothing. So I called the recruiter. I'm like, hey, why haven't we scheduled the next step? And then there's this awkward silence. And the recruiter over the phone says, Eric, has nobody talked to you about this? I said, about what? She said, well, you got to go talk to so-and-so. So I go to my VP and I said, what happened to that candidate? he starts laughing. He said, did you really call her a dog? I said, I didn't call her a dog. I explained to him what happened. He said, well, she filed a complaint saying you called her a dog and she would never, ever work. The only way she'll come to this company if she can work for any other team but yours. Man, what a learning lesson. I had no idea. To make things worse is I thought we had a really good interview. And isn't that what happens when we're communicating with others? I mean, how many times does maybe you as a sales professional or an entrepreneur, or maybe you're a leader and one of your sales professionals comes in and you ask, hey, how did that meeting go with your prospect? And they tell you, oh my God, it went amazing. This was the best meeting. They love me. That's the key word, by the way. They love me. And what happens? Crickets. They ghost you. They don't call. They don't answer your emails. You have no idea what happened. You're left in the dark. The only thing that happened is there was a miscommunication somewhere. So let me give you a couple of things that you can use to really help you with communicating with others. Number one, we have to understand what the goal of the conversation is. I heard it this way. And let me share with you where I heard this. You know, Julia and I, we share podcasts. Julia is my wife, if you don't know. We often share like really cool podcasts that we listen to. And there's a podcast with Ed Milet and Charles Duhigg on his brand new book, Super Communicators. We had to get this book after listening to that podcast. I'll link to the book if you want to, if you want to just click the link and go get it on Amazon. But he said something really profound in that interview. He said, if you want to connect with someone, your goal for the conversation it should be to understand what the other person is trying to say. And I never thought of it that way. I kind of had to sit back and I'm like, hold on. The goal for the conversation is to understand what the other person is trying to say. And it all made sense. I mean, the only way we can ever help someone is by understanding what they really want, right? I mean, if we don't understand what they're trying to say, how could we ever understand how we can help them? And in our world where we're selling, where we're marketing, where we're trying to help people, if we don't understand what it is that their challenge or what it is that they believe their challenges are, we'll never be able to get there. And so the next thing we got to do is we have to understand who we're communicating with. Now, on this channel, in the live section, I did a training on how to sell using DISC, and this is to different birds. I mean, there's going to be 4 different personality styles that you're ever going to communicate with, right? One of them is going to be a parrot. The other is going to be an owl. You're going to communicate with a dove, and you're going to communicate with an eagle. And you know what? They all require a different communication style. So if you go to the live section, or better yet, in my arsenal, I have that training plus a downloadable PDF that tells you exactly the do's and don'ts when communicating with each style. So I'll have a link to our arsenal. Click on it. It's all free. There's a download in there under hot and new section that you can just click on and get for yourself. It'll greatly help you understand who you're communicating with, the do's and don'ts when communicating with them. I'll give you one example. Like if you're an eagle personality style, that means that you're very decisive, direct, you're goal-oriented. And one of the most important things to you is time. Like you really value your time. So the way you send out emails are very short. I mean, your whole email could be in a subject line. Hey, please get me this. However, a lot of folks who work in the supportive roles as administrative assistants or, in those types of roles, they're doves. And what's important to a dove is unity. What's important to a dove is to matter. What's important to a dove is security. And so if a dove receives an email that doesn't say, hi, James, or hi, Amy, I hope you're having a great day. How's your family doing? Thank you so much for all the great work that you do. By the way, when you get a chance, could you be so kind and get me XYZ? If you don't write it that way, then they automatically start thinking, oh my God, this guy hates me. This guy is a jerk. This guy is rude. When none of that was true. So it's very important that we know who we're communicating with. Now, how do we figure that out? Let me see if I can share my screen here. And if you're listening to this on audio, go to YouTube and check it out. But I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you my LinkedIn feed, and I'll show you exactly, and I'm going to show you exactly how this tool works. So this tool is called Humantic AI. There's a link there. You could probably get a free trial. I am an affiliate for it. But here's why. If you find me and you click on my profile, you'll notice to the right of the screen, there's this little dongle that pops up and it starts analyzing my profile. And it'll do that for all of you. But it'll tell you exactly who I am. It tells you that I'm friendly but fast, decisive but friendly, driven but considerate. It tells you my DISC style, my personality style. It tells you, if you click on email evidence, it tells you exactly how to communicate with me. Subject line, exciting and direct. Subject length, 2 to 4 words. Do you need a salutation? Nope. Greeting, no. Closing line tells you how to close with me. So this tool literally, and it can give you examples. It tells you when qualifying or prospecting or when negotiating and closing, the do's and don'ts, right? So like for me, let me open the door into Eric here. The secret of closing fast with Eric is nothing less than a strong combination of proof of results, relationship, and high levels of professionalism is effective with them. Will you ever get a clear answer from Eric? They can say no while staying friendly, but can also be persuaded to reconsider. All of that is true. So this tool, I'll link to it in the comments for you. And but it's available, and it might be like 16 or 20 bucks a month. Super, super worth it. So before you start a conversation with a potential prospect or anybody, wouldn't it be nice to know what they are, how they like to be communicated with? You know, there's the golden rule that says treat everybody the way you'd like to be treated. But then we have a platinum rule, and that platinum rule says treat everybody the way they want to be treated. And so this tool helps us treat everybody the way they want to be treated. All right, my friends, this is it for today. Last thing I want to leave you with is in our Relentless Goal Achievers tribe, we're going to start this book study on May 8th that a bunch of entrepreneurs, sales leaders, we're all going to get together Wednesdays at noon Eastern time. We're going to do a mastermind group on how to become a super communicator. This is something I'm doing with various books all through the year in our community. Along with that, you get 2 live coaching calls or thinking partner calls. Along with that, you become a part of a community. Along with that, there's experts that come in and do some extra trainings every single month. So listen, check out Relentless Goal Achievers Elite. There's going to be a link in the comments as well. I hope you'll consider joining and join us in the book study, because every book study we do is going to be through a lens of entrepreneurship and sales. We're almost done with Think and Grow Rich, and we're starting Super Communicator on May 8th. So I hope to see you in the tribe. It's only 97 bucks a month because I wanted to make it super affordable for anyone who's an entrepreneur looking to grow to that next level. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.